1 year ago, we had one goal, one vision. We wanted to implement a test automation system which supports test case development without any programming knowledge. We came to this decision to implement such a system because we came to the same conclusion as Gergely talked about before me. We found out that in the market testers are really difficult to find, so we needed them to have the testing mindset but not the testing skills, because we think that we can teach them that, and we want no programming knowledge from them. We want them to understand what testing means, but we can share them our knowledge. And that's why we worked for this goal for a year, for almost a year, and now I'm going to show you our journey about this. My name is Péter Nádudvari, and I'm going to tell you how we experienced the last year. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States of America, once said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours to sharpen my axe." This is what we did as well. We first investigated our solutions, the possibilities, investigated how the market provides us, what are the tools we can use, so we can come the most appropriate solution. And we created a proof of concept, and with this working proof of concept, we went to the management and told them why we need this to do, and influence them, and finally they made a decision so we could start a project. Of course, this proof of concept was only the tip of the iceberg. This was only working and showed that we can work further, and this solution which we thought of provides us with the possibility to fulfill our goal. But in the end of the day, it's only proof of concept and left us with tons of work. And I would like to name a few areas which we had challenges in. These are testing know-how, to learn testing know-how. You have to understand that Loxon, where I work, is a software testing, not a software testing company, but a software developers company. So testing is not the main profile like testing consultancies or testing agencies, but it's only a part of our jobs. So we had to learn about testing a lot. Also, we had a different organization which we have from now, which we have today, and so we needed to realize what our organization looked like and how we should alter this organization in order to support our new system. In the end of the day, organizations are made of people, so we needed to consider people, the feelings of people, the mindsets of people. We needed to change people's mindset, so they will operate in this new shifting paradigm. Of course, test automation is something really difficult thing, technology-wise. So it's a technology-intense thing. We have to apply a lot of technologies. A lot of different technologies were taken into account, and of course, everyone had to be educated in the organization because we did something new, and we wanted everyone to understand why we do it and how we do it, and to learn about these new principles. So when I started 1 year ago thinking about this project, and I was the business lead of this project, I had little knowledge of testing. I was more enthusiastic than I was a professional tester. So that's why I needed to spend a lot of time learning about testing. I watched Udemy courses, I Googled, I read books, so to make myself a professional, to make myself understood in the organization that I can do this. And during our journey, we recognized many things. I think we recognized so trivial things, such things which are so trivial to you, like we need a separate testing environment. We don't test in the same environment as the developers work on. I think this was such a big understanding for us that it was new thing for us, even though it shouldn't have been. And testing was done mainly on an ad hoc basis before we tried to change things. This means that we were doing testing, we were doing some testing, we were interested in quality. It was just not a process. So we needed to shift our people, our mindsets towards more process-oriented testing. And this one brings us to organization. If we have an organization, that means we have to operate within given circumstances and processes. We have to respect the organization's rules. And if some things need to be changed, we need to find what needs to be changed. To find out what needs to be changed, we ask questions. Questions like, how is testing done in an organization right now? What do we think of testing? What do people think of testing? And we found out that testing was something which everyone in the organization had some mind of, but they were not the same. So if you talked to product managers or business analysts or developers, they would do some testing. Of course, they would do a good job, but their understanding of testing was totally different. And that's why, because we are a software company, and such qualifications like ISTQB are not common in our organization. I'm sure that many of you have ISTQB certificates, and you have a common understanding of testing. That we didn't have. So we needed to educate our people, and we needed to transform the organization. Now that we found out what the organization needed to be changed, we needed to find the motivators. We needed to tell the motivators, to tell the managers, to decision makers why we needed to change. And we identified 3 key things. The first one was to develop better quality software. That one everyone could agree on. If we develop better softwares, our customers will be more satisfied. This is the second one. And if the customers are more satisfied, of course, they will pay more. So our third and most ultimate reason was profit. And management is always eager to hear that. So we got to start the project, and everyone was behind this. Everyone was eager to find the results. In the end of the day, people make profit. People are the persons who make the profit. So we need to address people in the organization. That means we have to tell them why this change is made. We have to make them realize that testing is a whole new profession. Testing is a new profession, and it has a right to be a profession. Because if you have in an organization, we had in our organizations developers and business analysts. And business analysts were doing the tests mostly. Now we have testers in our organization. And we have to make everyone understand that testing is something which has to be done by professionals, not just by business analysts. And we also decided to hire new people. We didn't want to turn our business analysts to testers. We wanted to hire new people. We wanted to welcome them in our organization. I talked about people, I talked about organization. These are 2 really important foundations of software testing, but also technologies. And as a software developers company, we already had a really great, really good and huge software development environment. So we had our tools which were used in the software development process, throughout the software development process, and we needed to find the ways we can integrate testing into this ecosystem. We used Jira to administer test cases. Now we use Jira to administer test cases, and we use a Jira plugin to define test cases. And Jira helps us to manage people, to issue tasks to people, and we use this Jira plugin to have a good administration tool for software testing. We had to develop test cases, so that's why we needed to have a framework to develop test cases, and we choose robot framework to develop test cases because we found that this tool was the perfect for us if we wanted to develop test cases without any specific programming knowledge. If teams are working on a project, if teams are working on the same code basis, they have to cooperate. They have to have a common tool to cooperate. That's why we choose JIT to cooperate between the co-workers. We also if we have test cases, we don't have test cases just to have them. We have test cases to execute them on a regular basis. And we don't want someone to push the button and click test case execution, but we want automated test case execution. That's why we used Jenkins. We created a Jenkins job which executes our test cases on a nightly basis, and in the morning the result waits for us and we can examine the result and take action. And also we had to run our test cases. We have to have some environment where test cases can be executed. The system under test has to be applied in some way. That's why we have Docker, because Docker is a fancy new thing, and also it's a useful thing. It helps us to balance between peaks and low points, and also it gives us some headache as well, because just right today I had to start my day at the DevOps guy because Docker was down again. So it has its right and wrongs. So 1 year ago we had a goal, we had a vision. We wanted to create a test automation system in which tests can be developed without any programming knowledge. And now today we have such a system, and I'm the test lead of a team of 6 people, and we developed already about 500 test cases, which covers about 30% of our regression test scope. And I would like to show you a small example of how this test environment looks like. As you can see, you can read the code. It's really easy to be understood. The test uses some options, some labels available on the screen. Now I give you some time to examine the code again, and I think you can realize that our job was worth to make, because we have now a system which can be used by non-programmers, and useful test cases can be developed.